Since the value co-creation model came out, many organizations are starting to change how they work. This approach involves making a relationship with customers that is good for both sides. If you work in sales or business development, learning the basic ideas and ways to use this strategy could help your job. In this video, we explain what co-creation of value is and how to do it. We also give some examples, tips, and advantages of using this model. What is co-creation of value? Co-creation of value is when a business asks a customer for advice on how to run certain parts of the business. This approach gives customers a place to share their ideas in a way that encourages them. There are many ways to use co-creation in marketing. During this process, the business and its customers figure out what needs to be fixed and where there are chances to grow. The organization also lets customers make ideas about how goods and services should be made. While talking about important issues, the company gives customers unique experiences that might make their ideas better. Almost any type of business, from manufacturing to healthcare, could gain from this initiative. Even though most businesses try to find ways to make their customers happy, the main goal of putting in place value co-creation isn't always customer happiness, but rather improvement over time. How to implement value co-creation. Follow these steps to put this plan into action. 1. Identify the value you want to co-create. Make a list of what the organization needs or doesn't have and how to fix things. Prepare things to talk about ahead of time. This helps you keep your platform organized and keep your mind on important things. 2. Schedule a meeting place. After figuring out what needs to be fixed, set up a place where people can share ideas. Work with your team to choose the best event or place for customers to meet. When planning a meeting, think about what the average customer looks like. For young people, an online meeting may be a good way to get more people involved. People in their middle years or older may prefer to voice their opinions in person. When you make a choice, let people know the date, time, or platform of the event. 3. Explain your value co-creation plans. Once you have a customer's or investor's attention, talk to them and make sure they understand how important the relationship is. Hold ideas sessions to make sure customers understand the project's goals and style. Let the crowd know that you can only work on a few ideas or problems at a time. This makes them feel like their ideas are important, even if you don't use them right away. Write a final report about the talks that lists the problems and ideas from everyone. 4. Develop a strategy to solve problems. When these venues are open, organizations can get as many ideas as they want. After getting all of this knowledge, choose and come up with a plan for how to use it. Set up a scale and rank the risks to get customer or investor feedback on the biggest threat. This will help your team decide which jobs to work on first when making the product. Use reports and talks to keep track of all the risks. This makes sure that project managers are still held responsible even though they are using a co-creation approach. 5. Execute the co-creation plan. After figuring out the risks, chances, and best ways to carry out the plan, you can put it into action. If things don't go as planned, you should have a quick and effective backup plan ready to go. Make sure this plan stops any more damage from happening. When making the plan and putting it into action, don't forget to take ideas from customers and investors into account. Make sure to write down and keep track of the plan's progress once it's in place. Examples of value co-creation. Finding examples of value co-creation helps you understand the process better. Take a company that sells bottled water as an example. Since they put their product in plastic containers, customers may worry about the earth when they throw away the empty bottle. When the organization gets feedback, they start making water containers that are better for the environment. This makes customers more loyal and gives the brand a feel that people may want to share with others. A football club that asks its fans to pick their favorite away colors is another example of value co-creation. Since the fans are the ones who buy these things most often, their ideas help the club make shirts that sell more. Some companies that make things also ask customers for ideas on how to create their products. In these situations, they carefully look at every idea and then put the best one into action. Sometimes these organizations give participants money, gifts, or job opportunities as a thank you for taking part in the co-creation process. Tips for establishing value co-creation. These tips will help you get the most out of this plan. Encourage feedback. Feedback includes both direct and indirect answers from customers and the general public about the goods and services of an organization. The answers could be positive or negative based on how the customer is feeling or what they have been through. It's interesting to hear both sides of an argument. An organization could use this knowledge to improve its products and services. Creating feedback routes is important for organizations that want to set up value co-creation. Create a customer-centric business model. Value co-creation is when a company and its customers work together to make something new. A business that wants to use this plan could start to think about what it could do for its customers. So, this strategy fits better with a business model that puts the wants of the customer first. Communicate continually. Customers are more likely to co-create value when they care about the success of the business. Communication is important if an organization wants to get more people interested in it. For example, sports teams want their fans to care more about the team. They let people know what's going on in the club, from training to new members. If you work in customer relations, make sure the organization shares information about its current state, projects, and expectations. Especially, think about using social media to give people information in real time. Support diversity. Many top companies that are growing quickly look for ways to help their clients. For value co-creation to happen, people of any position, origin, or affiliation must be shown support and encouraged to be fair. This makes people care about the organization on an emotional level. When a customer feels this way, it's easier for them to add value to a business. Include customers in the decision-making. Customers stick with companies that show they care about them and want the best for them. Customers also want to know that their thoughts and ideas are important. One of the best ways to make people feel like they're important is to let them help make decisions. For example, a business might set up a place on its website where customers can share ideas. This approach makes sure that customers get what they want and brings in more interest and money for the business. Benefits of establishing value co-creation. Putting this plan into action may be hard, especially in the beginning. As the relationship between a business and its customers gets better, it gets easier. When a business uses this approach, it may get some of these benefits. Ideas generation. A big chunk of an organization's budget goes toward coming up with new ideas. Before making something, most businesses do study, which costs money and takes time. When a survey doesn't give clear answers, work may have to stop. By setting up co-creation practices, like asking for feedback and ideas, an organization can get more full and useful information. By using this method, customers can quickly learn about an organization, and the organization has easy access to a new set of ideas. Improved customer-client relationships. Organizations try to get closer to their customers. Value co-creation helps a company focus more on its customers, which increases customer loyalty and strengthens ties between customers and clients. It helps them talk to each other and get people excited about upcoming goods or services. Reduced production risk. When a company brings a new idea to the market, it faces production risks. No matter how cheap or useful a product is, there is always a chance that it won't sell as well as thought. You can handle this risk better if you work with customers. By including the customer in the planning process, businesses can make goods that are more appealing. When production meets customer needs, it makes economic sense and doesn't waste time or materials. Expansion of clientele. Value co-creation helps a business meet the needs of its customers. When customers like the services an organization provides, they show their gratitude in different ways. One way to do this is by telling other people about the business. Even though it's an old way to advertise, word of mouth is still an effective way to bring in new customers.